Hello everyone, this is Denise. Today we are going to be doing the Nifty nose warmer. So the products that you need today to create this project are a worsted weight number 4 yarn. I am going to use Caron Simply Soft in the color Heathered Gray, a G hook or 4.0 mm, something to cut your yarn with, and something to weave your ends in with, sew your ends in. So this pattern will be available on my blog, and I will put a description, I will put a link in the description box below. We're going to start with a slip knot. However you do that is great. You do you. This is how I do my slip knot. Then we are going to chain 4. Now if you like the magic circle, go ahead and do that. The way I wrote this pattern though, it is chain 4. Slip stitch into the first chain to create the circle. Now when we do our chain 3 here, it's going to count as the first double crochet. And then we are going to put 7 more double crochets into the circle. One, 2, 3, 4. You see I'm holding on to my yarn here, going around that so it's easier to cinch up when I'm done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, and 8. We need 8 total. When we cinch it up a bit, we need to slip stitch into the top of our chain 3, and that is the end of round 1. Okay, next we're going to chain 3 again. This is going on round 2. And we are going to put a double crochet in the same stitch as we just chained up. Now every stitch around we're going to place 2 double crochets in. So the beginning round 1 we had 8 double crochets in that round. We're doubling it this round. So if we put 2 in each stitch round, we will have 16 double crochets at the end of round 2. Don't go too fast, just pause and catch up. This is a very fast project, and it's kind of a scrap project. You can use leftover yarns. It really doesn't take much yarn at all. I need to grab some more yarn, sorry. It's kind of sticking there. Okay. 2 double crochets in each stitch around. Starting to turn into a cone shape too. As you work, you can tell it's getting that cone shape to it so it fits around the nose. Okay, let's count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Okay, so then we need to slip stitch in the top of the first chain 3 we made. Now this next round we are going to chain 2, and it will be half double crochets, so we need to put a half double crochet in the next stitch and 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. Okay, so another half double crochet, just 1 in the next stitch, and then 2 half double crochets in the next stitch. And we are going to do that all the way around. This is actually our last round. See, we're almost done. It is super fast. The reason why we increase on this round as well is so that it kind of cups our nose when we wear it. So it spreads out and comes up on the nose so that it can keep your whole nose warm, not just the tip of it. Also helps air kind of stop from coming underneath of the nose warmer. If you're actually going to use it as a practical nose warmer, it does work. My mother wears these. She loves these, so I make her them often. This will probably be for her as well. She told me after I told her that I was designing these, she said that my grandma used to make these, which is very interesting and funny. It made me smile because my grandma was the person that taught me to crochet. Okay, so slip stitch into your top of your chain 2 that you started with. Okay, now we're going to slip stitch in the next 2 stitches, just to move over a little bit. And then we're going to chain 50. At 25. Okay. Now we're going to slip stitch into the same spot that we started our chain 50. And then we're going to slip stitch across to the other side of the nose warmer because we need to chain 50 again. This chain 50 is what wraps around our ears to keep the nose warmer on. And I just go for a little while, and then when I feel like I'm close to the other side, I fold the nose warmer in half and I gauge, am I halfway? Halfway there, let's check. Fold it in half. Go one more. And then, excuse me, then we chain 50 more. At 25. Okay, so again we're going to go into the same stitch, and then so that this side looks like the other side, we are going to slip stitch across. This makes both sides look even. And finished off, this is a nice edging. Okay, we're to the 2 that we slip stitched in to begin with, so I'm going to go ahead and cut my yarn, leave about an 8 to 10 inch tail, because at this point I don't want to slip into my already slip stitches. It gets It's kind of hard to do. So now we're going to weave in the ends real quick, and this only takes a second. And I wanted to show you something that I touch on in the pattern because it does help it to look better. Okay, so this first one, I just weave in. If there's a little gap here and there from the joining, I'll cinch it up so that it looks a little more polished when we wear it. It also kind of closes up the hole a little bit so there's no wind coming in. If you're standing in the wind and you're trying to keep warm, and you want to close up the hole so that it doesn't let any air in. Okay, so the second one, the second end that I weave in, I do not like the way the chain 50, when you start it and join it, it leaves a hole, it leaves a little gap, and it feels, I don't know, it feels a little compromised. So I just weave into the first two that we slip stitched into, and then as you get to that beginning of the chain 50 here, you can see it's kind of a gap here, and I think it could look better. So what I decided to do was to bring the needle up through the first part where we started our chain 50, and then I put the needle back out down into where we slip stitched and joined, and then that cinches it up, gives it a better look, a more finished, polished look. Goes with a slip stitch that goes around the edge of the nose warmer as well. It makes it look like it belongs. And then I take it and I weave to the other side because we have another chain 50 section where we have to cinch up that other gap on the other side. So once I get over here, look at that. I'm going to get rid of that hole there, so we put the needle up through where we started and down through where we rejoined that chain 50. So this chain 50, this is what loops around your ears and keeps the nose warmer on your head. Like I said, the pattern is on my blog. I will leave a link in the description. There is a free PDF that goes with most of my patterns. It's right at the top of each of my blog posts. And if you don't like the way this goes around your ears, you could keep chaining that 50 chains. You can make it 65, 75, 85, whatever you wanted, so that you could just make a straight line that ties around the back of your head instead of going around your ears. But this is a Nifty nose warmer. That is it. It is super quick. It's a scrap project here, so it would make a great stocking stuffer. Great gift for anyone. The pictures on my blog show my daughter when she's 9 wearing it, and it fits her just as well as an adult. So I mean, it practically fits everyone. Pretty much, I would say, from the age of 5 up. So if you visit my blog and you find other patterns that you like that I've made, go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know if you would like to see a video tutorial of them, and I will get on that for you. And if you have any feedback or questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments as well. I'd love to hear from each and every one of you. And until next time, thank you for watching, and see you later.